Crystal castles used to be special. Now it's obscure. The graphics do make a bit of sense on a fantasy level. But what I'm wondering is, why can't my magic work on everything? Hmm. We're given unique camera angles, diagonal lens, honeypots, and ridiculous opponents. Oh, what to do? What to do? I've never seen walking trees like this. You control a teddy bear, who doesn't enjoy normal life and just wishes to escape into the outside world of glitter and dance. Use the Xbox style controller. The joystick is for extra function. There's a degree of fluff where magic hides skill. In particular, the bees are a greater threat than the witch. That's wrong. The witch should be very powerful. Here she's just a sitting duck, and I take her out by simply wearing a hat. Maybe Atari expects me to use imagination, but I don't have imagination only, my friends. We have things in reality that we wish to put in fantasy. I don't see why the magician's hat doesn't work nice on floating skeletons. Collecting the gems is often the best and most delicious part. Gameplay involves controls that are insane and wild for management. Don't worry, I've defeated the entire Hall of Fame. Of course, the game depends on continuing management of luck. The game option is out of order, so I have to evacuate to home via home button for safety. It's a good thing we have 4K TV. The gallery is really pretty and quite marvelous. I enjoy seeing a dancing bear in a magical hat. However, from the looks of things, even the advertisement can seem better than gaming by the very nature of reading literacy under imagination and playing the game issues more thrust for emotional being. Crystal Castles may be a digital game for control, but it's meaningful by analog to vivid extension of magic. You won't see much fireworks. Crystal Castles is an old game, and it shows. My preference for Millipede lets me have some distinctions from judgment regarding collision detection and enemy impact. We can imagine the bear doing something humans vary in imagination and entertainment. Oh, the Atari VCS 800 has the best version of Crystal Castles, yet with the best, there's even worse matter to consider for ourselves. Why is the bear so bored? Oh, so even some gamers aren't bored with Crystal Castles. They're being entertained by a game that's very much about a little unenchanted skill. You won't find magic on every part of the board. Great power is needed for my Atari video game console to load from screen to screen with visual odysseys of Kingdom. You'll find plenty of extra in Crystal Castles from looking on in gameplay. The bonus items could have been better, and the jumping attacks are Lemonade. Millipede is an arcade machine game with lots of enemy impact. In comparison, Crystal Castles provides us with unconquerable enemies on depending physics of jewelry. What we have here is a game that's not so much of a gaming standard like it used to be, and even for the release date, it's more comparable to Galaxian and Asteroids in terms of some movement, but even with the difference of more movement, there's Maud's charm to her to challenge for a lady. Oh, honey is delicious, but I also need those good merits expected of arcade standard. That's a funny comedy, huh? Dorky voice and a little hit on feminism there. But hey, just keep this in mind when it comes to my comedy and my voice acting. And actually for comedy as a whole. You see, I'm a normal American. I obey the law. I'm a good citizen. And I live peacefully in life. I am a comedian on that cause of it. If anybody in the world or anybody in the world out there is a criminal, that jerk is not a comedian. So yeah, keep that in mind. If anybody is a criminal, that person is not a comedian. That person is just a jerk who needs to remain behind bars. Yeah, sorry. Comedy is an art. Comedy is not a low-life hobby with bad attitude. That's not what comedy is. Yeah, comedy is art. Comedy is play pretend. Comedy is imaginary conversation. It is not the real deal. Yeah, if any creepy or aggressive comedian seems to be the real deal, okay, then that's not a comedian. That's just a criminal. Take care. Happy holidays and remain safe. God bless.